Are you a human being? You wouldn't say. Wow.
Hello everyone, my name is Miranda and today I'm here to discuss episode 4 of A Court of Fae and Flowers from Dimension 20. I obviously had to kick it off with what I think might be my favorite Brennan moment ever. So this episode was so good, guys, because we got reveals, and I'm talking reveals with a capital R, but not in any way, shape, or form of the reveals that I thought we were gonna get. So previously going into this, the most ones that we've had like secrets like revealed or stuff like that is the wonderful, wickedly talented Gwendolyn. Oops, excuse me, I mean Binks. And her whole thing about pretending to be Gwendolyn. Gwendolyn is actually in the material plane, and Hob is catching on to her very fast and is spreading the word. So Gwen actually has the lowest reputation going into this, but it's not necessarily a bad thing right now because it's not like they're shunning her in a way and talking badly about her. It's just no one's really paying attention to her. So as a rogue, it actually works out very, very well for her. And she pulls it off wonderfully by rolling a nat 20 at the beginning. So the Court of Seafoam kind of gravitate towards her and she kind of rolls with that, which I think was really good, and ends up getting this human companion for the day, which I thought was really, really cool. Vanessa, let's talk, sweetie. Are you okay? Like, the fact that she won't say how she got here concerns me, and when she's leaving concerns me, and also then everything else we found out about her concerns me. Like, she can somehow cast spells and pull magic from the bloom, and then also there was a moment with Anhera where she looked at them and was like, peer to peer, like, I know your title, and it's concerning. I feel like it's very, very good that Gwendolyn has someone in their corner now, because I feel like she's been on her own for a while of like just not fitting into her court because it's not really her court. And I feel like it's concerning that like they've been just so on their own now, especially that Hob is turning the goblins towards them and stuff like that. So I was very glad that she got a friend, and such an amazing friend at that. Yes, humans are not the most durable in the Fae world, so I am very worried about her. But maybe she's not all human, y'all. Like, maybe she's hiding something. And just the way that, like, oh my gosh, the way that Serena portrayed that whole scene of being like, I'm gonna protect you and I'm gonna care for you and look out for you because I know what it means to miss home, and like was actually crying. Like, that made me so teary-eyed too. You always have to love when the players get so into the moment, so into the characters, the actual real emotions come out, and just like the way she said all that, like, oh, it just was so, so sweet and so great. And I love that, yeah, now she has this bond formed with Vanessa, because truly Gwen was like one of the few, I think, that was like on their own before that. So I'm very, very glad about that. And then also Wovey and Rue were able to, I don't even want to say make up because I don't think they were technically fighting. I think it was one of those things where they each thought the other person was mad at them, if that makes sense. And then like to actually talk, and you know, this was the first time Rue kind of found out why Wovey did the duel. I do love the fact that Hob still has no idea why that happened. Like, he's got like some context clues that he's put together of thinking like his kindness towards Rue like so greatly offended them or something like that, that like he did something wrong, when it's like completely the opposite. But I do love Wovey's reasoning as well for why she did the duel, of she has never seen Rue doubt themselves that much. So for someone to make them feel as vulnerable and doubt themselves, she had to fight on Rue's behalf, and I think that was just really sweet. The whole makeup scene, but also I loved how she comforted them and was like, you know, if this is the last bloom, like, what do you have to lose? And like when Rue said they had everything to lose, like I instinctually in my mind was like, you have everything to gain. And that's what Wovey said right away, and I was like, exactly, like you've never let yourself be open and honest with someone like this before, and it could just be a really, really great thing. And she did what any good friend should do, and she encouraged them to be their true self and said, like, even if everyone stands against you, like, I'm gonna be there the whole time, so you're never ever gonna be alone. And I thought this was all leading to Rue going up to Hob and like saying their true feelings for him and everything, but boy oh boy was I wrong, because Mr. Oscar has been pulling a fast one on all of us with Rue, because they were an owlbear the whole time. And I'm gonna tell you my first genuine reaction when I heard that they were an owlbear. I was like, they said 7-foot tall owlbear, and I went, this is perfect for Hob. Like, literally 7 feet, also an animal. I was like, this makes me ship them even more, and I didn't think that was possible. Like, I just was so shocked. I knew Rue had secrets, right? Because they all kind of have secrets, but I never expected anything like that to that extent of glamour and disguising who they are and never show, like, and then clocking Hobbs' reaction to it all, where he had the 3 things of the surprise, because he really didn't expect Rue to, like, be hiding a form, the admiration at the bravery it took for Rue to do that, and then, like, the marveling, like, checking out, being like, oh, I like that form. I'm like, and like all this, like, we got crumbs of them being together. Like, there was one scene at the table where Hob complimented Rue, like, oh, like, you look really great, like, it took a lot of bravery for you to do that or whatever, and Rue just, like, looked down and looked up, and I was like, oh my gosh, these two, like, I really never expected to be shipping them so much, but like, they're first of all amazing, and secondly, the only pieces that are really in a relationship so far. Like, it's kind of funny that, like, this is supposed to be like the horny Regency era, and like, we haven't really got a super lot of romances yet, if you know what I mean. Like, we've got Hob and Rue, who I genuinely so hope we get together, and then we also have a little thing about Lord Squawk, who's married, apparently. Like, I lost my mind at the end when she was like, my betrothed. I was like, wait, they're not dating, they're not engaged, they're literally married. And like, he seems to genuinely love her, and she also seems to love him. So I'm like, was this an elopement? Like, what exactly happened? Chirp, his cousin doesn't even know about it. But I was like so shocked, because dude, how are you gonna get married if like you already married? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like maybe they don't care about that stuff as much in the Fae, especially because like the Baroness seems to understand that, like, he kind of has to do this for political reasons, and like, maybe like theirs will be the true marriage or whatever, but like, it's gonna get messy if it comes out that you're already married, and like, how are you gonna win the bet if like, does that count if like you're already married in a love match? That I feel like that should count for the bet, right? I mean, I know Chirp's also got someone that we potentially have heard about. I mean, I'm assuming it's a love interest, but again, we don't know that for a fact. So like, I can't say that for certain, but I just feel like the fact that like he's got a full ass spouse, I was shocked. Like, the revelations in this one came from the people I least expected, with Rue's transformation, which I saw someone online comment like, that's how you do a Rue'veal, and I love that. And then also Squawk, who the cousins were very quiet this episode. They had the highest reputation, and I did see in the preview for next week that their reputation is going to dip quite dramatically, but I don't know if that's just because the middle on the box is like a neutral reputation, and they didn't really do much this episode to move it in either direction, but I just hope either way that it doesn't mean they take a dip, you know, because I love the cousins so much, and I feel like everyone's kind of trying to take them down, and I love them and want them to be okay. So also, I really did like the development of some of the friendships we got. I feel like Hera and Hob, I think, was a really, really nice bromance. I mean, maybe it will develop into something more. I don't want to fully rule that out, even though you know I love Rue and Hob, but I just feel like their mutual respect for each other was really nice, and I feel like Hera is definitely a surprise for a lot of people, in that he is someone that's more genuine than a lot of people there, and he really is there to make friends and is there to be friendly to people and a comforting ear, and I think that surprises a lot of people. And you saw how much it moved Hob when he was like genuinely like, Hob can't disguise his feelings, and was like genuinely like, anytime you want to come talk, like, my door is open for counsel and stuff like that, and that was really sweet, and I really, really like that. I think in Hera, they have been one of my favorite characters this whole time, and this episode was no exception. I just love how bumbling they are, but then like when they get it together, how amazing they are. Like, the whole thing with King O'Brien, right? King Oberon, right? Oh my gosh, I can't pronounce their names, but King Oberon and the Viscountess Grabala, like that whole thing where he was like, hey, and then like got into it, and like she wanted him to leave, and he was like, well, I'm royalty too, so I should be part of this. And the guy was like, how's your mom? And he's like, breezy. Like, he just is, when they're on, you know, like, they can be so funny sometimes, and like genuinely, like, I would want to be friends with Hera out of like, I'd want to be friends with pretty much everyone in that the PCs are, but like Hera, I feel like I want to be friends with him. And I also really like the moment they had with Rue and going up and, you know, genuinely being like, you know, like, this looks amazing, and I am sorry that you felt the need to hide and that you wouldn't be accepted. And like Rue realizing that if anyone could understand what it means to hide and be ignored, would be the boy who was hidden behind pillars for years and years to come. So I thought that was really cute, that like, not only are the romantic relationships developing, but just the platonic friendships are developing too. Because like I said, I feel like because it's a different kind of season, we don't see them interact as a full party a lot, so it was nice to see like those little moments of developing. And I also feel like this episode ran a lot smoother timeline wise. Like normally in the other episodes I've just been a little off with like the letters and stuff, but I feel like this one was more sequential, and that helped me keep track of things a lot better, which I like. And then I also like getting them as a party at the end table, like they all kind of came together and were revealing things, discussing secrets, but it was nice to see them interact and do all that. So I really liked the episode. It was a fun kind of revelations that I did not expect, which also has me super intrigued for what's going to happen, because it's like you think you know some person's secrets and oh, maybe we're going to find that out, and then another person steps up with a secret that you didn't even know about or think they had a secret. So yeah, I'm just really excited to see what's going to happen in the next one, and you know, if there's going to be any developments with Rue and Hob, because it was really sad hearing from Hob thinking like he had offended Rue, and Rue being like, you know, are they going to take the chance to confess their feelings to Hob, and will that be reciprocated? Like, that's just the whole thing is so, oh my gosh, the whole moment, like, tell me that wasn't Anthony Bridgerton. The whole moment of Rue being like, I can't, like, I've put myself last, and I will always be last, like, that's my duty, that's my thing. I was like, oh, baby, like, you just need a hug, and I'm so glad that Wubby was there to give it to them. So yeah, I really liked the episode, and if you saw it, please feel free to leave your thoughts and your theories and your reactions to the reveals down below in the comments. Also, make sure this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!